And we're live, but today, I don't know what to say. Loster's Farm is still going. What do you think, Red?
It's still going. Supposed to get a report back from the Supreme Court by tomorrow or the next couple of days.
Well, we got a live. Welcome, Ron. Oh, he's giving us a little background, I guess. Well, that seems to be what all the information is. It's pretty active.
There's quite a few people there, right?
Hey, Esper.
Going on a walkabout.
Look at all this. That's a few people. And the alphabet guys, the Canadian Food Inspection, they're ignoring the public. Well, they're it's an active location, that's for sure. And I think that's one of the parts that our viewers need to, at least be aware. This isn't just, a few isolated people. This is a lot.
You're live. You want to say something?
Something.
Hey, Jim.
Sure. What specifically? There's a lot of things to talk about.
Well, that's
Hi, humans.
Can you hear us, Ron?
Red Dog. Dude, he's been trying to get a hold of me, and I tried to get a hold of you, and I don't know what happened there, brother. I'm really sorry. Somebody did mention it, and I want to get a hold. So, are we a hold of each other now?
We're live right now, buddy.
We are.
Let's go.
Okay, good. I'd like to. Whatever he wants, man. Let's talk. Whatever we need.
How you doing, brother?
I don't know where my mic is.
That's mute, and then your volume should be over here.
What's the status of things?
Yeah, we can't hear you,
right
man.
Now?
We're in the show, but we can't hear you. So I'm not sure what that's about. Let me just see. What kind of phone is this?
iPhone.
It's an iPhone. Okay. Give me a second, guys.
There's
no problem. Buddy.
There's the first problem. It's an
Take it
iPhone.
out. Sorry, guys. Give us a second. We're gonna see if we can. Yeah, dude, we never said we were professionals. Okay. We're just trying to save the world, man. Give us a break.
And see, we know that we're okay because we're bouncing lines.
Days and days. Oh, it happened. We can hear things.
There we
Hey.
go. What is going on today?
Awesome.
Oh, wow. This. And this. And this, which we just,
Scaffolding.
yeah, we just dismantled that from a neighbor's, and now
Nice.
we're reconstructing it. We're expecting more and more people to come. There's all kinds of people showing up. Hi.
What's that?
This is somebody that wants to ask why you're at the ostrich farm. Why are you here? Why did you come to the ostrich farm?
To make sure that the ostriches are okay.
Yeah. Keep them safe. And they are okay, aren't they?
Yeah.
For now?
Yeah. They're so cute.
Aren't they?
Who wouldn't want to protect them? Yeah.
Dude, were they bigger than you thought or smaller than you thought?
Well, I've seen them before,
Bigger.
so like I know what they look like, and so like
Well,
I
I
yeah.
thought they were gonna be bigger, but they're smaller than I thought.
Oh,
But they're really cute.
okay. Well, they were bigger than I thought, so you must be pretty tough. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much for your ideas, and thanks for coming to the ostrich farm.
You're welcome.
Yay! So that's what's going on.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim. How you holding up, brother?
I feel like $1 million. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I feel like we're doing the right thing. I think we're on the right side of history. I pegged this story months and months and months ago as something that was super, super significant for a lot of different reasons. And then when I actually dug into it, I was like, okay, this has got to be told. And I feel privileged as heck to be here and help tell this story for sure.
Well, we're happy you're there, brother. We want to thank you for all you're doing, man. It's awesome.
Well, it's everybody doing a little. And the thing that's kind of blown my mind about this whole thing is how everybody shows up and, they will contribute in any way that they can. And, that's all it takes. It takes a population, a good group of people to just give a little bit more than they take for somebody else other than themselves. And we win. It's called
That's right.
unity.
That's right.
So, and it's happening, and I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what happens. I mean, I'm somewhat nervous. This could go really, really wrong in a hurry, like tomorrow, because all the resources are tied up here. They've got a camp, they've got another police camp just up the road. CFIA are staying close too. Won't take them long to get all their forces in here. Could be if the Supreme Court goes bad tomorrow, that like they could be here within minutes and it's over.
Wow.
We're broadcasting from 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow till 10 o'clock in the morning the next day, just in case.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna share that stuff out.
All live.
Yeah, we'll get you on tomorrow also.
Good. Yeah. Let me know. Give me a link or something ahead of time. I'll make sure other people know about it, and I'll plug it out for you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, buddy. Give me a call later.
All right, will do. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.
Love you, man.
Okay. Love you, man.
Hey, Ron.
Hey,
So what are you seeing over there?
well, I see a lot of unity on the resolve to stand up what we see as tyranny. So same thing as in Ottawa and Milk River Coots. You have take you for a little walk here. There's Grant, there's Katie. There's a mess tent over here. They're in it for the long haul.
Good.
There's constantly people coming and going. They've basically settled in, like we're not going anywhere. We're taking a stand. This is
How many people would you estimate to be there right now?
I would say a lot of people are in there by their vehicles or where they're staying. Probably right now maybe 150. But
Still
it varies.
good.
But it varies. When we were here 3 or 4 days ago, there was probably 300-400.
Mm-hmm.
But this
Weekday.
kind of shows you that they're not going anywhere.
Very good. Do you know if the people who are on location need anything specifically?
Well, we'd have to ask them here. I mean, this is just like the camps that we saw with the tyranny in southern Alberta and in Ottawa, basically right across the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is representative of what's going on, but it's in the middle of the mountains. But this represents everything that's coming at the Canadian people. So maybe I'll ask Katie. I'll just go run and grab her, and then she can
Well-
tell you what the greatest need is here.
Well, while you're doing that, Ron,
Yeah.
can you just tell our viewers, why are you there? What brings you to that location?
Well, this represents what's going on right across the country, including Alberta. It's we have to be able to say no, and we can't just sit idly by and allow someone else, just to do it for us. Faith without works is dead, and in faith we believe that what is being given to us, our sovereignty, our freedom, it needs to be exercised. So we can't just talk about it. So here there is an injustice, there's treason, there's tyranny, and we need to take a stand. So this is why I'm here, and to speak a better words. There is hope, but we need to come together and stand up. So let me see if I can find Katie here, and she can give you an update of where we're at right now.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So you showed
there.
up with Grant. as well.
Yes. Yeah, we were here a few days ago. We drove all the way from Alberta, and now we drove back here again. So,
Awesome. It's nice to see
so
an Alberta,
yeah.
or actually a federal politician and
Uh,
preacher paying attention to the ostriches.
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And they're used
I
to
got someone live here
Yeah.
from Alberta,
Yeah.
and
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Katie.
Hi. How are you?
Awesome, baby. Awesome.
they
So
have,
tomorrow's supposed
they
to
have
be
a
a
few
deadline.
questions. If you can,
How are you
Yeah.
feeling?
Well, we're holding on to hope, right? God is better and he's bigger and stronger than every one of these Canadian Food Inspection Agency officers and RCMP officers. But at the end of the day, like what I'm witnessing and we're witnessing is it's negligence, it's a neglect, animal cruelty. We've asked them, we've told them what they need to do. They're not flipping their hay, they're not exposing their alfalfa. So the animals are pecking through stems of their bales. They pushed them all back into their kill pen at the back corner and where they're going to try to execute them. We don't know if they're getting proper water because that big 100-gallon needs to be filled by a pump every day. They're not letting us. They're not giving us visuals on a hen that flipped over a fence twice due to their negligence and of their drone flying low. They're not giving us anything. They just say email us. That's the only way that we're allowed to communicate with them is by email, even though they're on our property with our animals and they're in their care. Well, we have an interim stay order that we won, and there's just nothing. And it's this whole thing. If it's going to be this way, their policy needs to follow them, and it needs to follow them across the board. They can't cherry pick and just whatever works for them, they get to use out of their policy. Their hazmat suits, they're not wearing their hazmat suits in the quarantine zone. They're parked in the hot zones. They're leaving every day. They're going to Vernon. They're going to the hotels. They're going to eat. This isn't about a viral threat. This is punishment for standing up. They're setting a dangerous precedence that if you use your voice and you stand up for what you believe in and you stand up for your animals, you stand up for anything, that you're going to be, you're at threat of being silenced and punished. This blue fence is punishment. This police line tape, punishment. Punishment from us being able to go in and touch them and call them their names and make them comfortable. Punishment. The animals are being punished. And I know so much is happening behind closed doors that we don't even know. We don't even know. And this is all to do with big pharma, big ways, and the monopoly. And this has to do with us taking a slice of a pie. And that was never about that. It's about protecting humans. It's about protecting animals. It was about protecting our supply chain management. They want to talk about trading partners. We were trying to protect supply chain management from having any more hiccups. If we had healthier stock and we had healthier ways of caring for our commercial poultry facilities and we had better filters and we had all of that, we wouldn't have to kill. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency officers wouldn't have to have PTSD for what they do every day, breaking animals' necks and taking life and watching suffering. We wouldn't have to foam chickens. We wouldn't have to steam pigs alive. We wouldn't have to do all of this heinous, evil. We wouldn't have to do it.
Seems like they were following the same.
Tammy, she's
Sorry, there's 2 gunshots. I gotta run. I love you guys. I'll be back.
I love you too. Thank you. Take care.
There's 2 gunshots off the highway. I'm gonna go get my phone.
Holy smokes!
Wow. That's the first time we've had gunshots
We'll go-
over there.
we'll go see what that's about.
Yeah.
I have chills.
Me too.
Hold on. I want you to talk to Katie and you're going to keep going.
Is that one of the liaison officers there, Ron?
Yes.
Yeah, someone just heard 2 gunshots. Quite loud.
Where?
The corner.
It's definitely not your birds that are being shot right now, but I'll go find out.
There's 2 gunshots that were heard just now on the highway.
It is hunting season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So
Yeah.
we've heard gunshots throughout the week here, but we'll go check it out for you.
Would you just ask or even on your radio? I don't know.
Can you just think, if we go do that, the electrolytes are supposed to come right now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Can
can you, okay.
Can you?
Yeah, I'll call her too and find out.
So it came from this direction.
Dave is supposed to be.
We got witness of that.
She's gonna be right back.
They're just checking out.
Figuring out other
They heard 2 gunshots coming from the highway,
stuff.
and they're checking out to see if they were from hunters or if this is part of the birds or the ostriches being affected by it. So the police are going to go check it out.
The dogs all just got each other.
Instead of boy camp, just let him do his thing.
For action today, Kirk.
Yeah. Ronnie, I have 2 questions if you could maybe find out and get back to us at a later time.
Sure.
The first question is tomorrow, the
Tomorrow or the second?
no, it's the first, I think. The results are supposed to come in from the Supreme Court. When? Is it beginning of the day, end of the day, first in the docket? So there's question number 1. And then question number 2, again, are they looking for more people to show up tomorrow morning? Those are 2 questions. If you could find out for us, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that I'll find out and I'll get back to you on that.
Thank you.
Right on.
Hey, Brandon.
I'll see if Grant wants to say hi.
You know,
Awesome.
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. We were just talking about politics and how to make changes.
No, they're live streaming.
Oh, okay.
We're just talking about politics and how we have to make changes.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Freedom BB. Like my
Hey,
shirt?
Tyler. Hey, Vicky.
Yeah.
Join the conversation. What needs to change?
Yeah,
What needs to change? People's minds, and they have to open it, is what that has to change. We have to turn around and look at things as a bigger picture, not just as a provincial, but it starts at the municipal and federal level. If you don't turn around and change your municipal levels, and if you don't get involved, and that's a big thing, is you have to get involved. You can't turn around and scream this and scream that if you're not involved to understand the whole process of it. So unless you go sit on your council meetings on your local municipalities, and unless you go into Ledge and actually hear, I went into Parliament, but they kicked me out.
Yeah.
Literally kicked me out and did an article saying, hey, she was here for this. And, again, they did that whole ideology thing. But in order to make changes, you have to get involved.
That's
Bottom
right.
line, right?
Good for you, Bill.
You have to understand the whole process in order to make an informed decision. Just my opinion.
That's a good one.
So,
Awesome, Vicky.
so
Goodbye.
always, thanks for coming out, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
So I do a TikTok on Wednesday nights, and I'm talking to people about how we have to separate from Ottawa. Period. It doesn't matter if it's Alberta, BC, or who it is. We have to separate. We were just talking about the fact that I'll use Nunavut as an example. Nunavut, actually, their GDP is $5 billion a year. Okay, their population is 40,000 people. Their poverty rate is 21.8 in the world. Okay, if they kept that $5 billion in that territory, they'd be able to build greenhouses so that they had forever food that would feed all of their people. And instead of sending it to Ottawa, where we can see that is not helping us, the people. Okay, and then we're sending money back to them. Well, what New Brunswick is another one. I was actually shocked. New Brunswick has a population of 896,000. Their GDP is 47,949,000,000. Okay, their poverty rate is 13.8. And this is all on Stats Canada. So, when you have that type of ratings on the world for provinces being that high, when you're making billions of dollars, it doesn't make sense. Why?
No.
The other thing I was discussing with one of the other people here is, when did Canada go from being a compassionate country to being a country of acceptance, in the sense of the homelessness and the child abuse that's going on, the sexual assaults and the soft on crime crap and everything else like this here? We used to be the ones that stood up and raised our arms and said, this is unacceptable, and our government listened. Now people are literally, I'm watching on different TikToks and on different Facebooks and stuff like that, where people are stepping their kids over the homeless that are stretched out and the drug addicts on the street, instead of turning around and calling an ambulance and saying, hey, do you want to help this person? So, where did our compassion go? That's another thing that I have a big question on. Like, this is not the Canada that we're used to. The compassion, we've just,
And
we've
the
become
accountability.
ignorant. Exactly, the accountability. We've become ignorant for both, the compassion portion in life, as well as our government. We're getting no accountability. And it's not that we're not trying. We have tried. We had a petition that went into Parliament, I think it was last year, with 384,000 signatures. Okay. And the government just laughed at it and threw it out, didn't even entertain it. We didn't turn around and
Wow.
debate it, nothing. So, people are feeling defeated by standing up. So I think it's not going to be much longer before we're going to see, I don't know if it'd be a Convoy 2.0 or if it's just going to be a complete upheave,
Yeah.
right? So I'm seeing this and I'm, talking to people from coast to coast. They've had enough. They've honestly had enough.
We thought they worked for us. It's not like that
Well,
anymore, is it?
Far from it. Far, far from it. They stopped working for us when the Liberal government got back in. And, what amazes me is people aren't looking at the history of what happened. Like, we had Trudeau. So where we went wrong was between 1972 and 1978 when they turned around and they changed our Charter of Rights. Okay. That's where we went wrong. So we need to go back and change what was there beforehand and bring it back in. And this is where they gave all the power to the government, where they don't listen. The other problem that we went wrong with was when they turned around and said, doing referendums were too expensive for Canada, so we're not doing referendums. So we're no longer voting on whether or not we want a foreign entity running our country. So we need to bring back, there's my puppy. Sorry. So we need to bring back referendums. Let the people decide whether or not they want foreign entities like the World Health Organization and WOW in this case here, because we're at the ostrich farm. WOW, which is a subsidiary of the World Health Organization, is calling for massive cull. And again, we can't turn around and cull every animal, because then what's going to happen to our food chain?
That's right.
So, they're not following their protocols, put protocols in place that is right across the board. I was actually just talking about it with respects to, you have horses, you have sheep, you have goats that carry different diseases that are transmitted to humans, but they're not mass culled. They're quarantined and they're treated. Okay. And then you turn around, you have these ostriches that are actually have scientific proof behind them through a company in Japan and the Canadian government, I might add, because I know this as a large animal scientist, as well as a farmer, as well as I used to be a director with the Canadian Quarter Horse. Before we can let anything leave our country, whether it be bodily fluids or eggs or whatever, we actually have to have a Canadian government veterinarian approve it. So the government was involved through all of this. Okay. So, it's not that they didn't know that things were happening. They did know. But like I said, we've got the antibodies in these birds in their yolks. So I think we owe it to Canadians to turn around and do more studies instead of doing mass culls, because that's the only way we're going to eradicate these diseases. These birds actually carry an antidote for COVID-19. The whole pandemic that they locked us down for, where we got to watch our loved ones turn around and actually die in nursing homes without us. Okay. Yeah. So, and these ostriches actually carry an antidote for that. They also carry an antidote for Zika virus, which is the mosquito-borne virus that actually causes birth defects. So why does the government want to get rid of them? Why would we not turn around and keep studying? Not to mention the Charles Darwin Foundation has offered to turn around and do 100% testing on these birds, because they want the answers too.
Mhm.
So
But
again,
we heard there was a group out of Saskatchewan that was charging $25 to test the bird. They'd come in, they test each bird, it would cost $25, and they were banned from the property.
that was the CFIA. It was not through. Okay, so there is a thing right now where they're not allowed to test these birds. If they turn around, so this is what the government has turned around and said. If they turn around and test these birds, they get a $200,000 fine and 6 months in jail.
Wow.
Now, if one of the birds get hurt and they have to stitch it from a cut, they get fined $50,000. How ludicrous is that?
Huh.
Well,
Like, seriously.
that's my point. If it only costs $25 to find out that a bird is healthy, instead of the costs that are going on through right now, it would make no sense to not have a system that would allow the $25 testing
That's right.
Well,
versus
it
the
costs
culling.
exactly. It depending upon, because I've had cattle too, so it depends upon how many animals you're being tested. So it can go anywhere from $20 to $40. It like obviously fewer is 40, but the farm was willing to pay for this. It was the government that said
$40,
no.
big deal.
$40 per animal. Like,
Yeah.
you know, 400 of them, $1,600. Give me a break.
Yeah. It
Right?
doesn't seem like the systems that the bureaucrats are allowing to be presented have any semblance of accountability to them.
No, there is no accountability. And, you know, I hate to say this, but what we're seeing is more of I'm trying to find the right words where it's not going to get banned without coming and saying more like Germany. So it's just trying to find that right combination of words. Like when you know, and history repeats itself. And this honestly is leading in that direction. If you take a look at what our government's doing, the fact that they're not listening to us, you know, the lockdowns, we now have the digital ID that's coming up. Take a look at the UK, at what's happening there. There's just too much control, and we have to take that control back.
That's right.
100% agree. Keep us in mind. We're going live 24 hours starting tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
I will be
Hopefully
here.
we're not reporting on anything at the ostrich farm except for hellos.
Dickie, get my number, Red Dog's number off of Jim, and give us a call tomorrow. We'll bring you in and get an update.
So before we go, I think we need to see this one as well.
Nice. Can you read it?
The world needs more Canadian agriculture. True.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, to turn around and say this is a international protocol, I call BS, just personally. Anyway, great talking to you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank
Darlene.
you.
Thanks.
I'll be over here
Yeah, I'm here with Grant
later.
Abraham, and there's things going on with Bill C8.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, and what this how to be able to say no to Ottawa and what's going on. Maybe Grant Abraham, you can address some of these things regarding this overreach that you see here at the farm.
Awesome.
Yeah, gentlemen,
Grant.
how are you doing?
buddy.
I thought that the 24 hours started today. Are you doing
No.
longer, or is this
Tomorrow morning.
are you doing
Tomorrow
some
morning.
pre-records? Okay. Well, hey, we're down here. It is. I'm saying to people, it's very calm today. Everyone's quite chilled out. It's kind of a battle of the on the ground right now because they're putting up the RCMP are putting up extra layers of fences. It looks like they've got the signs. I don't know, but I guess they're from Save On Signs in BC here. And the ostrich people, I guess let's say the Free Canadians are putting up scaffolding. It's probably up at about 2 to 3 stories, so they can see while the government is building the bales up higher around the kill pen. So it really,
Unbelievable.
that is what's going on. It's interesting. They've got the RCMP liaison, community liaison police walking around, which is ironic kind of to me because they can walk around here, but you're not allowed to walk into their world. I was just thinking about the irony of that, right? They're in here amongst everybody, but you try and cross that yellow line,
I would
Probably.
hate to use sarcasm in any newscast.
well, anyway, so you know what? Everyone's kind of just waiting on the court ruling, and I think that in my assessment is if the Supreme Court allows the stay to exist, that would imply that they are moving towards hearing the appeal, and if that's the case, then there's actually going to be listening to what the issues are about. And you know what? Under the legislation that governs this, there's so many outs for the government to use a research angle or to do testing, and they're clearly not. They're undertaking what is a pretty draconian application, and every Canadian needs to be watching this. This is a metaphor for all of our freedom, with the realities of the overreach of government.
Well,
All right,
Grant, let's
we've all
just ask
seen
you
it,
a
right?
question. Grant, what brings you there right now?
Well, I originally came down here because I heard Katie's call, and I just heard it as a human being, and I felt I heard the desperation in her voice, and it actually quite moved me. And when I got here, and I climbed into the evidence around the issues here, and you could see that, the birds are 9 months without any kind of viral attack anything to do with avian. Well, you can see that the government is refusing to allow them to be tested so they could be given a clean flock status. It's like, what's the real issue going on? What's the whip that's driving this forward? And you start to arrive at this position where it's really just, you have to start to look at other X factors. And what are the other X factors? It's either intellectual property, or it's some kind of WHOA, World Health Organization for Animals agenda that's going on here to do with control, in whatever quadrant that you want to plot that analysis. So for me, I'm infinitely interested in that, because in so many ways, it's the same loss of sovereignty and our connection to accountability with our politicians that is seeing our country sold out. So while this may just look like it's about 400 ostriches, the principles here embedded in this issue are the exact same issues that Canadians are thinking very hard right now about. Many people have given up on politics, and many people would coyly tell you that they believe that we're not going to vote our way out of this reality. And I think there's a much deeper message within that phrase, that turn of phrase. And I continue to believe that we've got to find peaceful pathways. But you know what? The reality for Canadians is our understanding of the social contract, that framework of relationship with the government that we've all grown up with, has been broken and is being disintegrated. So
Agree 100%.
this is not going away. It's not going to stop with ostriches. It's not going to stop with the convoy. And that's why, in so many ways, I suppose this needs to play out, and we'll see to what degree the government decides that they're at risk by forcing their hand here. Because let's not forget, if you sit and watch CTV or Global News or something, you actually wonder what the real news is, because they're showing you lost animals and everything else. And we've got a government here that's setting up a kill pen that's about to, shoot or tranquilize or whatever they're going to do, 400 ostriches in cold blood, when there's way other mechanisms to resolve this and to resolve it peacefully. So, the question for Canadians is, what is the spend? And my question really is, and I've been listening to Viva Frei lately, like, I've been looking the last 5 years. I have a very clear line of thought on what I think the Liberal government's doing. So I don't even almost bother talking about that tyranny, because it is what it is. They're telling us, post nation state, we're going to be a new world order. COVID's provided us with an opportunity for a reset. If you listen to me talk, you can hardly hear me talk without speaking to these issues. The problem is that people think the remedy and our rescue is going to come from the Conservative Party of Canada. And where are they? They weren't anywhere in the convoy. They're not here standing up for these issues. They're not condemning this. I'm standing in condemnation, really, in relation to what the ministry's doing and the fact that they're not finding a pathway forward. And the Conservative government is just simply, the Conservative Party is simply standing and watching this happen without recognizing the deeper narratives that are going on here, because all of these issues are next, whether it's your guns, your cattle, your sheep, whatever, your right to defend yourself. Everything is being eroded, and people are not connecting the dots to see the reason why that's happening, right? And I think
I really love the digital ID that's working its way in as well.
Well, that's it. That's the red line.
Lost him.
Oh, well, that's
Phone may have died or something like that.
how painful that is. Like,
That's horrendous. And 2 gunshots in the background is just adds fuel to the fire.
yeah. All right, listen, we're going to give Ron and Grant an opportunity to maybe come back.
Yeah.
But I think it bears a discussion. Like Grant was talking about, the Liberals are pretty much a non-starter. We're not even going to go there.
No.
But the Conservatives who, a lot of, I'll say, the freedom-minded people have been supporting for decades,
Yeah.
blindly almost, are the ones who are really dropping the ball right now.
Well, they're unheard of. You don't hear nothing.
I'm sorry, but I see too many reports from the House of Commons where, either the Prime Minister or ministers are not in the House on that day. Why wouldn't Pierre be on the ground here when it's such an issue of freedom?
It would pretty much lock his spot in the movement in place if he was supporting what we want.
If he was fighting for it.
Yeah, fighting for us
Because you can't just talk about,
and the animals.
yeah, well, let's just talk about, we'll just say one word and then that'll be it. No. You have the Minister of Agriculture. You have the Minister of, I forget what the other one is, Health.
Mhm.
And both of them are in the room that all the discussion takes place. Why isn't this the beating stick? And then if you're not in the House of Commons, why aren't you standing outside their office looking for that appointment for immediate response?
Because they got to grow some cojones. They're too afraid of losing their job.
And that's the part
That's-
that Canadians,
While the rest of Canada is struggling to survive and starving, foregoing 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day because their taxes are so high and the fuel price and food price is so high right now, like $32 a pound for a steak.
Well,
that's ridiculous.
just the price of eggs.
The price of a hamburger is like $10 a pound. That's ridiculous.
Oh, but sorry, folks, but that's enough of the rant for us for today. Maybe we're going to be back. Maybe we're not, but we are in tomorrow, and it will be a live broadcast from 10 a.m.
To 10 a.m.
till 10 a.m. And we'll be carrying lots of different stories.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that little.
Join us then for the telethon
Yes, folks,
of truth
from Kirk.
and Red Dog.
Till next time.
Thanks, guys. We love each and every one of you.